What's up, everyone? Sean plays here with more Metroid Prime. Gotta adjust the armrest for the weird control scheme. I don't remember what I'm doing. I'm going somewhere. I wish this game kind of just pointed you towards something. You had to, like, go down the right elevator or something. Exactly. I moved the sensor bar under the screen, so it's a little less of a strain now. It's it's about as ergonomic as an Apple II, I guess now. That thing does not want to die, but I really wanted to kill it. So peaceful and snowy. Ooh. That didn't do anything. I want those missiles. Now I have no missiles. I watched a Games Done Quick Metroid race where three people raced to beat Super Metroid as fast as possible, and they beat the whole game 100% items in about an hour and 15 minutes each. It is just completely unreal. What was my Zelda coaster falling on the floor, by the way? Yeah, that was a crazy thing. It's like, it's not just completion, it's every item. I don't know if I should bother being in here or not, because I don't know where I'm going. I think I will keep going the way I'm going and try to get over to the other elevator there. Oh yeah, the turrets in here. Jeez. Oh, not cool. Ow. Damage. Oh, I don't even know where to go to get out of this. Oh, there we go. Ow. That hurt. Okay. I'm gonna get away from those turrets for a moment. Well, the good news is this is the direction I was trying to go. Yeah, now I know why I didn't go this way before. I don't think I can make that jump. Oh, I can. Okay. Yay. Might have been here before, actually, but I don't recall being here before. Oh, Jesus. Worm things. It'd really help if I had some missiles. I don't know if I can kill him without missiles. Oh, I can. Okay. Not cool. Oh, really not cool. Ow. The hell did... The hell is that thing? Oh. Not cool. Man, I wish I had missiles. In real life, I would think I could just punt this thing into the lava. Oh, I do have missiles. Well, let's fix this. Maybe? I'm obviously just wasting missiles now. There we go. Sure wish I could kick it. That would have made me so happy. I'd kind of like to see one of those like really crazy speed runs with this game. I bet that would be pretty awesome. Go. Like you can just stop breathing fire at me or lava. And this is where the inspiration for Metroid Prime Pinball was born. I'm actually wondering if I could blow open that vent. That sort of looks like something that I'd be able to bomb. Nope, guess not. Okay, now I'm at another elevator. And there's a door I've never been through. Huh. Gonna go up that elevator first. I'm pretty sure I've been through this elevator before. Yeah, 'cause my ship's over there, so yeah, I think I have been at this elevator before. It's just not very useful at the time. Tempting to go to the ship, but I'm just gonna go back down. And hope I don't get killed before I get to the next save point. don't think I can get on that. Need like the magnet ball or something. Looks like that means I can't go anywhere here. Guess I could just gone to the ship. I think it's time to go up the elevator. They make these elevators seem really serious. I don't think I have a way to climb all the way up yet. If only I had the grapple beam. It's funny how it's like hint. I'm like, I have no idea why that's on the legend when I never see anything useful with the hints except for when I'm in the correct map in the first place. Great. The flowers are a delicacy. Well, we'll try to figure out where it is that I can go next. Not that way. Let me go back the way I came. So there was a... I think there was a door over there I could get to. Maybe. Oh, wrong button. Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure how to get up there either yet. Hmm. Hmm. Might be about time to look up where it is I need to go. I don't think this elevator's gonna help. Maybe it will. Maybe I'll be surprised. Ah. Nah, I'm not surprised. Guess I'd go over to the other elevator. Oh, that's not cool. Oh, I remember this thing. It's okay, I'm gonna look at the map, see if there's some place in here I didn't go. That looks like it went everywhere from here. But off to the right there is one place I maybe didn't go. Actually, it looks like there's maybe a little tunnel thing there too. So, anyway, let's get rid of this thing real quick. Maybe. Well, we both know how this is gonna end. Can you just like hurry up and die? There we go. Wow, you could have at least given me some missiles. So I didn't get a chance to tell my my latest house hunting story last time I was playing. So we've been house hunting, and we are pretty picky about location. That's kind of our main concern is location. But it has been pretty terrible. So we found, I think the house might actually still be for sale that we looked at. I'm gonna look real quick, but, it's like we basically, for the houses we found one that would have worked, but it was on the it was actually kind of farther away from the schools than we would like it to be. And then we found one that we've seen several that we didn't even want to look at because we just felt they were way overpriced for what they were. Or we just really, really didn't like them, like before we even got into them. But we looked at one that was too expensive. And we originally we thought, yeah, we'd go for it, but when we slept on it, we were like, no, we're really not comfortable with this payment. So anyway, so we ended up not getting that. That was the only one that we so far really had a good chance of getting out of the ones we liked. We looked at one that we looked at another house that was like we viewed it, and the way they had done an addition to the house made it basically meant that the family room wasn't very usable, and the addition wasn't also not very usable for our needs. So that one we ended up not putting an offer in for. Then we went to a house that was very much a fixer-upper. And oh my god, that one, when I say it was very much a fixer-upper, it needed a lot of work, and I have fallen down. Great. So we looked at this house and it was really low price for the neighborhood, but we knew it was being they made this very clear sold as is. And they even had a really good property inspection report. I mean, it looked really good. We would still have gotten our own inspection to see in case there was anything that was missed. I'm trying to figure out how to get over to this one spot. I can't scan that from here. Trying to... jeez, I keep missing that jump. Oh, I think that I need the grapple for that. So anyway, so this house that we did too far away to use. I don't even have a way to use it. I don't think I have a grapple beam. Pretty sure I don't have the grapple beam yet. Oh well. I think I could check that. Yeah, I don't have grapple yet. Okay, so anyway, this house, it was a nice house in terms of the floor plan and such. And the location was amazing. It had a really big lot, but it was in bad shape. It had outside the landscaping was concrete and lawn both were causing water to run towards the foundation. There was definitely places where you could see that water probably had... It didn't look like the foundation had been shifted or anything. So we're pretty sure that we were pretty sure, of course, again, there would have been an inspection. We're pretty sure the foundation itself was okay, but it had definitely seen water in the basement over the years. That was something that would have to be fixed very soon to avoid risk of damage from just rainwater, basically. And then... But then there were a whole bunch of other issues, like the siding was rotting in places, and water was actually leaking into the house from not like just the basement windows, but from the windows in general, and the oh, interesting. What's over to the right of me? So water was leaking from the windows and through the siding, basically, into the house. Really not an optimal situation there. Had various issues like that. It had aluminum wiring. It had a kitchen that had the original oven from like 1966 or something like that. I mean, it probably had asbestos, definitely had aluminum wiring, possibly had lead paint. It was rough. It was quite rough, and we were figuring it would take a couple $100,000 to get it really to the condition where it was truly livable. We were pretty worried about that we'd find a lot of issues underneath as things were repaired and put back into proper shape. So we did make an offer on that one, and it was nowhere near high enough, apparently. So we offered over asking even at that, and we were basically on the low end of the offers. And I don't feel bad about that at all, because that house is probably a complete money pit, to say the least. It just was likely to be one of those gifts that kept on giving, kept on taking from the bank account. Oh yeah, I just don't have the hello, Louis Mayanu. Yeah, I just don't have the experience and and knowledge to fix all that stuff myself, and I don't have the time to fix all that stuff myself. I have too many. I'm lucky if I had the time to do this, to do streams. I mostly do these streams when I don't have energy to do something else, but don't want to go to bed yet. So yeah, that fixer-upper, we would have done it had they accepted our offer, but like I said, our offer was nowhere near good enough, apparently. So now a few days ago, about a week ago, I guess, we looked at another fixer-upper, and yeah, that's another doozy. I don't think I can go back that way. Yeah, I think it's time for me to. Oh, I'm gonna wrap around to that elevator, and then if I don't know where I'm going after I get down that elevator, I'm going to go and check out GameFAQs or something. Anyway, so yeah, this other fixer-upper, this one I think was actually kind of worse in a way. I mean, it wasn't as bad in some respects. It was, but it was also bad. But it was still. I guess it looked better. That's probably about the right way to put it. I think it was possibly just as bad. It had, unlike the first fixer-upper I mentioned, it at least didn't seem to be leaking. It was mostly a brick house, and it didn't seem to be leaking. So this is already a better start than the other one, but just so many little issues with it. So the kitchen had been remodeled, granite countertops, newer cabinets, in-wall, double oven, kind of typical stuff. And that sounds good, but it was really cheap cabinets. They were the type that small doors, and instead of the doors coming together and opening, or having the little divider in the middle and the doors come and shut with the divider so the doors aren't right by each other, I had the little divider, but the divider was attached to the door, so you had to open one door and then the other, which I think that's just kind of for the area we're looking at, that was kind of not expected. That's something that I would generally expect to see in a inexpensive rental. Relatively speaking, everything in America now is expensive for housing, but I can't get I don't know how to get that. But anyway, so it was not exactly a great kitchen remodel, and for that neighborhood, it was pretty bad. And then they had installed ceiling fans in the bedrooms, which is fine, but they had done a pretty bad job of that. Honestly, they had clearly removed. Does not appear important. Nice. They had clearly very recently removed the lights from the ceiling and replaced them with ceiling fans, but they had done a pretty bad job of installing the ceiling fans, and where the lights were removed, there was actually unpainted ceiling. I think some of the paper from the drywall was actually missing, which was not thrilling. It was kind of strange that they had done that and then not mudded or anything. Yeah, that's kind of the problem, is like everything is getting these offers that are, it's like 100,000 or more over where I'm at, and it's crazy. Um, and yeah, so then, but even though there's definitely, like, we would definitely be doing some, you know, eventually we would have redone the kitchen, redone the the bathrooms, the flooring. We definitely would have painted. We would have quickly addressed the really poorly installed ceiling fans. We could live with all that stuff because it was still, it wasn't beat to hell. It was still in good shape. Like the kitchen stuff and the bathroom stuff, it wasn't as nice as we thought it should be for the neighborhood, but it was in good shape. So that was still good. But then we get to the basement, and that's where things really went weird. There's the path to the basement. You know, normally when you have a house, if the basement is unfinished, you can't see the unfinished basement from. I think this is where no, this isn't where I started today. Okay, good. Like, you can't see the unfinished basement unless you open a door or walk down the stairs. One of the two. So, like, in my house, there's not a door to the basement on the main floor, but you can't see that the basement isn't finished because the stairs, the stairway to the basement is still finished. It used to have carpet, now it has the same fake wood stuff that the rest of the house has. But that's and like the house I grew up in, there's a door, so you open the door and you can see there's an unfinished basement down there. This one, there's no door and the stairs are unfinished, and you could just look down and see the concrete floor of the basement. So that's a little weird, but okay, we can live with that because we were going to finish the basement if we bought the place. But it's just weird things. They had put in this room that was just the worst finished room in the basement. And mind you, at the bottom of the stairs is concrete. Oh, now I'm getting scan data. Nice. Okay, so this is going to tell me where to go. There we go. How do I get there? I've apparently been to that save point before, so that's good. So Fendrana Canyon. Okay, I bet I can get there from here somehow. I'm assuming it's going to be one of those two elevators that'll get me there. I think it's probably the closer one. Okay, so anyway, so the basement has this, it has some framing, but it has this one room it is a room, but it's not a bedroom. It doesn't have a closet, and it doesn't have a proper window to be a conforming bedroom. But it's basically the size of a small bedroom, and it's just the worst finished. Like the lights are, it has like can lights that are really poorly installed. Outlets that the drywall cutout around them is far too large, and the outlet surround can't cover up the hole in the wall. Hey John, I'm just talking about my latest house hunting experience, which is absolutely terrible. And so it's this really poorly finished room, and we're just like, what the heck is wrong with, like, what are they doing? At this point, we didn't realize this was actually a rental. So we're assuming, after finding out this is a rental, we're actually assuming they did a lot of this stuff after the previous tenant moved out, because it looked pretty fresh. So anyway, we're walking around this basement, looking through stuff, and we see all of the drains from the upper floor appear to be I think I'm going back the wrong way. All the drains from the upper floor appear to be rerouted. So normally, like, the normally the drains when you have a a full when you have a basement, the drains route basically under the basement floor, and the drain line will be somewhere under, essentially under the basement floor somewhere. No, I'm not talking about Hell House. I'm talking. Oh, that's funny. Hell House was caught by the auto mod. I think I have a fairly strict auto mod on here. If my sister is watching, she could probably fix that. But I don't know. She doesn't. I haven't seen her on here today. Anyway, because my sister's an actual mod for my stream. Oh, there she is. Hi. You weren't on, but you were on. I more or less know where I'm going now. Oh, that's funny. Perfect timing. No, this house was a hell house, I think, in its own way. It's still for sale. Which says a lot. If it's still for sale, in this market, you know they've got it priced wrong. Really wrong. So anyway, so the plumbing on, so we're in the mostly unfinished basement, and what is finished is really sketchy, in my opinion. And all of the, so what I was saying was all the wastewater drains from the upper floors, they usually like route, when you have a basement, they usually route somewhere around, like somewhere under the basement floor, essentially, to drain out. And so they had rerouted all of them. There we go. They had rerouted all of the wastewater drains from upstairs. Like, it looked like, at a minimum from the bathrooms, but we're pretty sure the kitchen too. And so instead of running to the sides of the house and down under the basement floor and then presumably gathering all together and going to the sewer, they were all gathered together to one pipe that was overhead if you were in the when you're in the basement, and ran through a hole in the side of the foundation. I'm dying. I'm totally screwing this up. Okay, there we go. So they ran through where they had punched a hole in the top of the foundation so they could run out into the crawl space, and in the crawl space I couldn't tell where it was going. Really strange though that they would do that. Like, just reroute all the wastewater drains a different way out of the house. And well, that's weird. But we'll come back to that because that will have a little bit more stuff later. Oh, these things. It's like, gotta erase those. So we noticed there was a sump pump in the basement for a 1960s house was unusual. And then we got to one of the worst things, and that was a crack in like an 8 to 10 foot at least crack. It's a thin crack, but it's in the foundation, horizontal, 8 to 10 feet at least. And then it had a vertical crack coming down into it, and that crack was a good 3 feet. So this is concerning. There's these like 2 pretty lengthy cracks in the foundation. But we're still interested. So we ask our realtor to get us information, and we get the buyer's disclosure, and that's where this thing kind of got worse. And we decided not to go for it because the buyer's disclosure is basically where they're telling you what's wrong with what they know of that's wrong with the house. Oh, and I forgot one other thing. There was evidence that that water had been leaking in at some point. We don't know if it was still leaking in from over the top of the foundation. So like between where the brick or framing or whatever and the foundation met. And so that's not a good sign to see water leaking in there. So we wanted to know what was up with all that. Well, the buyer's disclosure did list that it would leak from the basement window wells during heavy rains. Didn't say anything about the leaking over the top of the foundation. And then, okay, I think we're going to the elevator on the right here. And take out these turrets first. These things are brutal. So there's no mention of the leaking over the top of the foundation, like I said. So that was not great. And then it said a lot of stuff about it. It's basically like, oh, is there any problems with appliances? Any problems with this? Any problems with that? And the stuff. So every appliance said, I don't know. That it said basically it was checked that there was a defect, and then it said, I don't know if there's a basically said, I don't know if there's a defect or not. The home was tenant occupied. So that's like, wait, these ceiling fans look like they were just recently installed. Like, they were probably installed after the last tenant moved out. They look brand new. And you're telling us you don't know if they work. That just seemed weird. But then two more fun things. One is that for the foundation, it does note, yeah, I know there's a problem with it. I know there's a crack, but it's just normal settling for a 55-year-old house. But they don't offer any evidence of this. There's no addendum or anything that's provided to say anything. And I guess we could have asked for that. But we also found out that that the thing we thought was a sump pump was actually what's called a lift station. And I don't know if anyone knows what a lift station is when it comes to a house. We did not know. We had no idea what a lift station was. And it turns out that a lift station is, which this is probably why they rerouted the sewer. Oh, I've almost forgot something before so they had the start of a bathroom in the basement. It had the frame of a wall put up, but not even all the studs in. But they had the sink with the counter with the cabinet and the sink, and they had another cabinet, and they had the rough-in hole for the toilet, but it looked like a toilet had never been hooked up. And so we're thinking this might all be related to this weird plumbing stuff and the lift station, because it appears that the basement must actually be below the sewer line. So that means that any wastewater from the basement... okay, so this is where I'm supposed to be, so I had to figure out how to get... This is like where I started the game today. This sucks. Yeah, so if we want to have a toilet in the basement, and, which we would want, because this is a small house. This is only about a 1,500 square foot ranch house. And so we would definitely want to finish the basement. And if we finish the basement, we're gonna, want a toilet in the basement. Which means the lift station was going to have to lift the poo up out of the basement to get it into the sewer. Which means when that thing goes wrong, things are going to go really wrong. Thanks, John. I'm glad you like the hat. So between the crack in the foundation, the stuff that we weren't exactly thrilled about with the way it was listed in the buyer's disclosure, and the poop pump, we decided not to even make an offer on the house. So that was a long story long, but this has been how horrible the house hunt has been. What is this? Do I bomb this? Do I missile it? What through this door? How do I get through it? the blast shield over the door is secure. Thank you, computer. Yeah, so that is my latest story of house hunting. We may eventually end up just targeting a different neighborhood where our kids could still walk to school but still have a good school, but it is rough. Does it? I'll scan it again. Let me see if I missed something. Oh, okay. Elsewhere in the shorelines area. Okay, thank you. Well, so Dennis, when you say ejector sump, is it a lift station or is it just like groundwater sump pump? Because I got a good sump pump story if it's just the groundwater sump pump, which I'll tell you anyway, but I'm just curious what yours is first. So yeah, so Dennis, since you have the lift station, we use nice language here. Euphemisms us Americans are so well known for. Would you? I'm pretty sure you're gonna tell me I probably made the right decision between foundation cracks, kind of some oddities with the house, and a poop pump in the basement. Right, it has to have like a garbage disposal in it. So yeah, so that's much worse than a sump pump. So I have a sump pump at my house, and there's actually some underground water action in my area. So the builder, when my house was built, so I have a fairly recently built house. It's almost 10 years old, and it's truly sad to leave this house, but the schools are just so bad now where I live. But anyway, that's the save point. I'm trying to figure out how to get to another door. I guess I need to scan some stuff. Anyway, so the sump pump went out at my house. It was interesting because it basically, the switch for the sump pump broke. I wonder if that... Oh, I'm going to scan that again. Maybe there's nothing else to that. I will go over and see if I can do anything with that. Or I can just try to drown myself. I'm wondering if I can make it not float. I should probably quit wasting missiles now. So anyway, so my sump pump, like I said, the switch failed, so the pump's running all the time, and I fortunately noticed it before there was any actual problem. So it's still pumping out water, maybe not as well as it normally would have, but it was still pumping out water. So that's the important thing. So I realized this, and I get all the parts to fix it, and basically in the day or two that it took to get everything put together, it quits working, but it hasn't. I'm still in time. I got it all replaced in time, but I get it all put together, but I had to disconnect the pipe again to get the lid on, because the sump pump is also part of the radon removal mitigation, whatever. We don't even know if we have a radon problem. The builder just put it in anyway. I think we have to do some scanning and figure out where I'm supposed to go. Ooh, I can scan that. Large traces of radon detected. Okay, so it's brittle, but does that mean I can shoot it with a missile? Oh, yes, it does mean that. Nice! I can move on now. Sweet. Yeah, so I had to put the lid on, so not a big deal. But so then I wanted to check the sump pump one more time before I sealed the lid at that, And I had my daughter helping me and my son. I guess my son was really just watching, but my kids were both with me because I'm trying to kind of show them what homeownership is like and that they can do some of this stuff themselves. And as I said, I had my daughter helping me. This was almost a year ago. She was only like 9. It's not the biggest help, but that's okay. That's not really the point. The point is just to get her started. Anyway, so I plug in the sump pump so I can just verify it's all working before I seal it up, like I said. And I had disconnected the pipe and reconnected it, but I hadn't tightened down the piece, the joiner between the two pieces of pipe, the little rubber flexy thing. So I got sprayed with a whole bunch of sump water because it just came off, and my kids, of course, thought that was hilarious. Fortunately, I mean, it's just groundwater. It's it's really not that bad. It just has a lot of salt in it, or minerals. It's not remotely like sewer water. It doesn't smell bad or anything. It's just cold and very sudden, and a lot of it. So it was honestly pretty funny. If you're wondering, I have no idea how to get back to the door I was trying to open. I'm so bad at this game. Yeah, at least my kids had a good time, though. Which door was it even? Wasn't that one, was it? I think that's the one I came in through. Yeah, that's definitely the one I came in through. Getting to some of these places just kind of tricky. So let's see, what did I do to get there? I just feel like such an idiot when I can't find my way back to some place I've already been in the game. That's just the save point, although, you know what, that wouldn't hurt, just so I can restock my gear. Hey, Josky. I'm glad I'm someone's hero. I'm so... This is definitely not the most productive Metroid game. Yeah, I do appreciate you dropping by. You missed my story talking about the house with the cracked foundation and the poop pump and the other weird stuff that we decided not to try to buy. But it was one of my typical long-winded stories, so I'm sure you're not really that disappointed. I think it's a different one. I don't think I told you about this one. But that's okay. It's, there were 2 really bad houses in a row. We made an offer on one of them, but not the other. Okay, I just feel like such an idiot that I can't figure out how to get to whatever one of these doors it was that I was at before with the blast door. over there, maybe? Ah, yeah, I think this is how I got there. Okay. There we go. Now... And it's open. Okay. Alright, back on the road to progress. Ooh. Well, they did not appreciate being woken up from sleep. I sure wish I had some missiles left. Yeah, I'm gonna be glad once I have the power up so I can do things like roll up walls. It's always fun in Metroid 2 where you could spider ball around an entire giant room. And don't worry, Metroid 2 is coming after all the Metroid Prime stuff. It is honestly a really different game from the 2D ones. I mean, this just feels so much different. It still feels like a Metroid game because mostly I think because it's a lot of same weapons and enemies, but yeah. I have not ever played through an entire Tales game. I need to. I've heard they're really good. Yeah, you're an ass, Josky. I have some Tales games. I just need to actually play them. I think the GameCube one, the Symphonia or whatever, was actually supposed to be one of the best in the series, too. I feel like this game is almost the type of exploration difficulty of the first Metroid game. And that game was just so confusing without a map. This one has a map and it's still confusing. Okay. Yeah, I definitely get that. Although, so a lot of people don't really like the 3D Castlevania games, actually. It's not just you. And the Mario games, I really liked Galaxy, but a lot of the Mario games in 3D, I just have not ever really gotten into. I think Mario 64 and okay, this thing is annoying me. Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine are kind of fun, but they're also really, really repetitive. Okay, so what the heck was the point of that route? Does this let me get up to this other door, I hope? Yes, okay. I mean, Sunshine's a really nice looking game. I like the theme. It's just... the same thing with 64. I don't like going to the same... I hate these. You can't actually get rid of them. I don't like going to the same level with slight variations over and over again. And I think that's why... I think that's why I don't really like 64, and I don't really care for Sunshine. Odyssey really feels like it's a kid's game to me. But I really enjoyed Galaxy 1 and 2. I thought those were great. But those have a bunch of unique levels. They're a lot different than Sunshine or 64 or even Odyssey. I'm not sure what was just shooting at me. Oh, it's one of those things again. Don't care about that right now. Yep, thanks. Have a good one, Josky. Okay, so there's a purple door over there that I probably can't get through yet. More of these angry sleeping things. Okay, that was the way they die is kind of entertaining. Okay, I don't think I can get up to that. I mean, Joshky's gone now, but while I haven't been a huge fan of the 3D Mario games aside from Galaxy, I do really actually like the 3D Zelda games. I'm actually going to have to play through Ocarina of Time again. That's still one of the games I've enjoyed the most. More of these things. Now where am I? Oh, this is promising. Sure wish I could jump higher. Take that! Well, at least give me more missiles. Is that a good thing? I hope that's a good thing. Looks like a dangerous thing. Oh, I guess it's not bottomless. Okay, good. Ooh, what's this? Magnet ball, maybe? Boost ball. What does that do? Okay, speed boost. Cool. I wonder what that is really for. That was a pretty tall area, I guess it came out of. Maybe I was supposed to use it there? Platforms are now offline. Okay, so I can't get back to that. Guess that's fine. Wrong button. You don't do that. Okay, I guess that's nice. So Chozo are leaving us stuff, which we already knew. As usual, I'm terrible at this game, so I've just fallen down again. Okay. So I figure out where I'm supposed to use this boost ball. Nice. Figures Ridley. I guess we can try to get through that last door. Can go to the save point first. Oh, I should replenish my missiles too. With the boost ball, I don't know how to, if there's a way up there. Oh, so did anyone out there pre-order the Switch OLED or the Steam Deck? Linnea, you already know what I did. I'm gonna hold off going through that for the moment. Yeah, the Steam Deck, I'm hoping it'll run. So Steam does have a RetroArch release on it, and so if RetroArch runs on Steam Deck without a whole bunch of work, that would make a very nice system to play a lot of games on the go. Yes, I mostly bought this. I have pre-ordered both. I mostly did that because, um, really, the so the Switch, I'm I have one of the very early Switches, so it's one of the ones that you can like hack super easy. But the um okay. Sorry, I'm actually looking up where to go because I'm so tired of wasting time. So I actually do need to go up this elevator. Um. Yeah, I think that, see, that's the, for me with having kids and trying to like play games sometimes when I'm around my kids, it's nice that I can. So I have a GPD Win 3, and I actually have had three different GPD Win devices. I still have the two. Um, I sold the Max. I really didn't like the Max. It was too heavy and too big. And the 3 is pretty heavy as well, but it's small. It's actually like the size of a Switch, like a thicker, heavier Switch Lite. Um, I don't. Wait, I just came from here, didn't I? Yeah, I'm an idiot. Clearly I need to spend more time playing games, so I need these devices because I'm terrible at playing games. Um, but yeah, with this, so with regards to the Switch, I got the OLED Switch because with how much travel I will probably be doing again, and I figured, you know what, I want the better screen. I want the, I play the Switch handheld mode around the house as it is. I want the better kickstand. I want the better screen. I want the better battery life over the one I have. The Steam Deck, I ordered it because honestly, the GPD Win Max was awkward. The way it was shaped is awkward, and the new GPD Win Max has the same basic issues. There's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. It's actually a pretty cool device, but it is heavy, and it is heavy and big and awkward still. Yeah, I hear you, Linnea. Um, I just, I really couldn't justify it, but I did it anyway. Um, remember, don't listen to me for financial advice. Um, but yeah, that for me, I don't use it that way. So having the bigger screen and stuff is a big deal. And then Like I said, the GPD Win 3, the screen's just too small. And so both the Steam Deck and the new OLED Switch, ow, 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 they both have the 7-inch screen. So I think the Steam Deck's actually going to be really good for playing a variety of PC games and handheld because of the touchpads and such. My current PC specs, I have an i7 8700K CPU for my gaming PC and a RTX, sorry. They changed the name. RTX 3080. God, I can't talk today. And I added it's an EVGA 3080, and so I was able to get EVGA's water block and add that on, which is pretty nice that EVGA gives you that option. As Lenny is well aware, everything in my setup is kind of overkill. Yeah, I'm glad that at least that I can upgrade the 8700K to Windows 11, because there's some nice features for gaming in Windows 11 with some of the speed boost stuff. But the PC that this is streaming off of has a 5930K, which is also still actually a pretty good CPU. But nice. I like it. I really want to get a new AMD CPU for my streaming PC, because it's also the PC I do like personal coding on and video editing when I do video editing. Well, the way it goes, Linnea, we have to be responsible adults, right? Or at least pretend we are. I don't know if I can get over there yet. I don't know if I can get over here. Okay, I can. Still such a weird room. Right. Yeah, I'm actually really excited for the Steam Deck. I'm fairly excited for the OLED Switch, but I'm really excited for the Steam Deck just because of... I think it'll be a lot more... Between the larger screen and the larger handles, I think it's just going to be a lot more comfortable to play on. And I think with the touchpads and stuff, it's going to be really nice for playing certain games, like some games that are more reliant on the mouse. I think will be a lot better, and then I can stream them in the house and get the power of my PC to it. So, and on the road, I can just load them. Yeah, I'm hoping to get some time for myself while I'm on vacation in a couple weeks, since only half the vacation is away from home. Stupid pandemic. Well, it depends on the games, but yeah, some of the games you're only going to get like 4 or 5 on there. I think there's a lot of like 90 to 100 gig games now. But I think a lot of what I'll end up loading on there will probably be fairly small games. I'm hoping it does a good job running like Kerbal Space Program. So I tried that on the GPD Win 3, and it's good. Like it has no problem running it. It's just the screen is only 5.5 inches, and it's just too small to enjoy. And I say that, and it's funny because I do sometimes play games on my Game Boy Color, which I haven't upgraded the screen on or anything. I was thinking about doing that, but I know I'm gonna buy an analog pocket, so I'm trying not to spend money that will just be replaced by something else in a year. Um, but that said, it's I think it's just when games are designed for with larger screens in mind, they tend to not translate well to small screens sometimes, and because I'm fine with playing something like Game Boy games on the Game Boy Color, despite that tiny screen by especially by modern standards. I mean, it's laughable how small the screen is. And the same thing, I got a oh yeah, this is good stuff here too. I picked up a DS Lite at the flea market over the weekend. So, talk about small screens. It's tiny, um, but it's still those games still tend to work fine on smaller screens because they were built for it. But yeah, Kerbal Space Program does not work well on the GPD Win 3. It just feels awkward. I feel like I'm still in the wrong place. I think I need to go to that other elevator still. Alright. I definitely do not think I took the most efficient route here. At least this route's pretty efficient. Maybe. Yeah, I'll definitely let everyone know what I think about the Steam Deck when I get one. I managed to get my pre-order in fairly early, but I certainly was not the first one to get one in. So it says Q1 2022, so I've got a while. I think I'll have the Switch OLED before I have the Steam Deck. I think the Switch OLED comes out in November. And obviously, if you have a Switch, you already know what to expect from the Switch OLED. It's just a better screen. Other half-pipe configurations. Okay. That's kind of funny. Alright, cool. So I just should have to just keep going. This looks like a half-pipe configuration. Is there anything I didn't get to in this room? That little area over there, that's not going to get me to it. Yeah, I'm not deep playtime right now, buddy. I almost picked up an Atari Jaguar at the flea market too. They had one for such a good price. It was really hard to pass up on, especially because it was a actual like store as opposed to just some random place where I couldn't test it. I feel like this is the wrong elevator. Oh, no, it's fine. Okay, good. I got the right elevator. Oh, I just went last weekend. I'll let you know the next time I go. I mean, I feel like it's not as exciting as it used to be because it's changed. It used to be only a few kind of permanent shops and then a lot of like a lot of just like random sellers with random junk, and it was weird. Um, I That's actually where back when I was still in Boy Scouts, it's where I got the Atari 2600 copy of Empire Strikes Back. I think I paid like 50 cents for it. Oh, okay, so I'm actually where I need to be, but I'm gonna go to the ship anyway. And that game's not very good, by the way, but it's still Star Wars. It's an official Star Wars game. Yeah, it's a classic, but uh, I mean, there's no end to it. You just go around and destroy Imperial walkers. I don't know if there's anything else to that game. Oh, the things that were so good before NES came out. I mean, it was better than ET, right? Yeah. I remember playing like Sword Quest. That supposedly has an ending, but I never could finish Sword Quest. I think this is the half pipe it's talking about. Yeah, ET, we actually got to the end of it. By we, I mean like the family. Cool, I did something. I also remember when ET would die, like it had a weird sort of scene where his body was just kind of there, sort of not alive. It was honestly a really strange game for its time. In addition to being one of the reasons that Atari basically went under. Ooh, what are these? Nice. I bet I can't. This isn't. It's not like the space jump in the 2D games, though. That's too bad. But might as well save. Now that I've got the space jump, the world is my oyster. Look at that, I can jump to all these cool places. So I guess I just came from there. Oh, come on. I know it. Come on. Let me up there. Or I'll just fall down here. That works too. I don't know if I can space jump up that. That's kind of a shame. If I go over here. Yeah, it's funny because I have like multiple ways, including including an actual 2600, 7800 that I am gonna mod so I can run them on a modern TV. But there we go. But that said, they're really not enjoyable games to go back to, and like very little on the Ataris is enjoyable. I'd say Pitfall, that one's kind of good. Hero wasn't bad. It was like on 5200 mostly. I think it's on 2600 as well, but I don't have it on either. Pitfall 2, what was that on? Because I remember playing that at my aunt and uncle's house. They had an Atari 800 computer. And that game felt endless. Like, I have no idea how you finish that game. Of course, I don't even know how you finish the original Pitfall. It will be done. I like how when you missile a red door, it makes a sound like you just found some secret or something. It's a red door. Yeah, maybe I'll go back and play through Pitfall. I've never finished any Pitfall game, actually. There's another Chozo thing over here. Alright. I'm probably not going to play too much longer. I need to sleep. Oh, great. Samus is in Prophecy. Yay! That's kind of cool. So and then on 7800, since we're talking about Atari games, there's that like Desert Falcon game. I don't know if that had an ending, or Xevious. Like those games were awesome on the 7800. There's still auto mod. Yeah, the 7800, the sound was terrible in hindsight, but the graphics on some of the games like Xevious and Donkey Kong were in some cases better than on the NES versions. But the sound was not at all. They actually used the same sound chip on the 7800 as the 2600, supposedly for backwards compatibility, and I feel like they made so many mistakes, like not releasing the not releasing the system when it was ready, because of the market crash and that terrible sound chip. Oh, there's just a lot of things they did wrong. It is a shame. It's kind of the same thing. Sega did a lot wrong too. Interesting. At Xevious, I also played a fair amount at Chuck E. Cheese, I think, or Showbiz, whichever one it was at the time. It's very different back then. You didn't like not having access to all the games at home in this way. Actually playing them in arcades, and now Chuck E. Cheese is doesn't have arcade games really anymore. It's all just like ticket games and rides. I guess I get it since we have all the games at home now, but I still feel like it's not as good as for the kids as when we were kids. Not really sure what the point of this was, other than to tell me I'm going to come back here. And honestly, I am getting really tired, so I think I am going to save while I'm at a save point and call it a night, and hopefully play more tomorrow. So anyway, thanks everyone for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Have a good night.